Okay, I'm changing the format a little because editing 40 minutes of mindless cycling is like watching paint dry for me. Aside from the zombie counter on the top left, from time to time I'll be reading short passages from renowned author Chuck Tingle. He's an author of gay erotica, a two-time Hugo Awards finalist, and according to his official website, the greatest author of our generation. His newest book, Not Getting Pounded by Anything While I Practice Responsible Social Distancing, is about a man called Bill who has three separate dates scheduled for the upcoming weekend. When he discovers early symptoms of the mysterious trotting plague, however, he decides to practice social distancing and cancel his dates. He realizes how understanding and loving everyone around him is and learns to enjoy the little moments he can spend with himself. The book begins with it started as a few news stories here and there, reports coming in of a strange and terrifying trotting plague. Honestly, I didn't pay much attention at first because I wasn't even sure what those talking heads on the news meant when they uttered these strange and seemingly disconnected words. The news stories didn't stop, however, and eventually I saw a video of someone suffering from the bizarre disorder with my own eyes. There they were, broadcast across the world in awe of their playful trotting glory. The short clip depicted a man on a street, his knees kicking high and his hands held out in a perfect trotting position. He's moving in wide circles, randomly swooping out of the loop sometimes, but always returning to his chosen path. "What are you doing?" the person behind the camera calls out to the man, a deep confusion and concern in their voice. "Trotting," the man calls back. "Can't stop trotting." "Are you tired?" the voice behind the camera continues. "Pretty tired," the man offers. "Just feels good to trot." Our next passage is when Bill is just about to meet his first date. Suddenly, my phone starts to buzz. I glance down and realize two things in unison. First, today happens to be Friday, which means my scheduled lunch was supposed to occur now. Second, someone downstairs is ringing the bell, hoping to be let in. Instead of pressing a button on my phone to open the gate, I dash through my apartment, throwing open the screen door and stepping out onto my second-story balcony. I look down to see my date Crimble waiting patiently with a flower in his hand. The muscular T-Rex is dressed handsomely in a dark, well-cut suit, the black fabric making the color of his light green scales pop. "Hey," I call out to the handsome dinosaur below, catching his attention and drawing it upward. Trimble smiles when he sees me, waving and nodding. "Hey up there, I just buzzed you on the door. You ready to roll?" "Yeah, about that," I begin, not exactly sure how to break the news. "I know we were going to pound each other tonight, but right now I can't be pounded. I'm socially distancing." "Socially what?" the dinosaur questions, confused. "Socially distancing. I'm staying in for a few weeks. Most people are just avoiding major events to stop the potential spread of the trotting plague, but I just trotted a bit, and now I think it's best for me to postpone the bone." final passage here is when Bill is cooking a nice dinner for himself. Normally, this kind of thing would be incredibly overwhelming, the long drawn out process of crafting a meal causing me all kinds of anxiety. It's difficult for me to focus on things that require this kind of patience, my mind always floating back to some other activity that I should be taking care of. Now, however, this social distancing has allowed me a moment to relax and enjoy the natural process of crafting a meal from scratch. For once, there's no part of me that's crying out to simply give up and head out to a restaurant for the exact same thing. I put on some music, and soon enough the process begins to flow, the oven heating up as I take on this task step by step. At the same time, I begin to set the mood with a few candles on my dining room table, pulling out all the stops. If this is going to be a date with myself, I might as well show me a good time. I pull out all the stops, even cracking open a bottle of finely aged chocolate milk from the 80s that I'd somehow managed to get my hands on and was saving for a special occasion. Well, this is it. If I don't end up hating this idea, I might read Chuck's Your Honor pound my butt next. Okay, bye.